Nation of Fit and 10, welcome to day 46, and day 46 means we are at the 2/3 way mark of the challenge. 2/3 way mark of the challenge. There's still a lot to go. There's still 1/3, so do not fret. Your third scan is coming up starting, well, it's happening either tomorrow or Thursday, or unless you reschedule with me. If you don't think you've lost anything or you don't think you've made very good improvement, I will tell you that experience says otherwise when you come in for your scan. More often than not, people end up doing better than they thought. Okay, so come in for your scan, trust the process, and let's see how you did. Also, meeting this weekend. Please come to the meeting. It's very educational. It will give you better perspective for when you finish the challenge, and it will give you a better understanding for how to better approach your exercise and your diet when it comes to body composition change, body composition maintenance, fat loss, general health, injuries, etc. So please come on out. It's this Saturday at, what time did I set it at? I think 11:15, right? So it's in Slack, and I emailed you the link for it as well. Okay, the Zoom information. All right, question. This person writes, I'm going away this week with my family to Utah. We'll be hiking and other outdoor adventures. Any tips, strategies to help me stay on plan while away? I know it's bad timing, but the trip was postponed since the beginning of the pandemic. Okay. Well, I know I talked about this, but let's talk about it again, because this is really, really important, and all of you at some point are going to go away. So there's a couple of options here. Number one, what do? I always stay at an Airbnb. This is the easiest thing to do. And I will always pack my food for the travel. So while I'm traveling to my destination, I'll also do that on the way home. When I'm there, I get an Airbnb, or worst case scenario, a hotel with a kitchen. So this doesn't matter whether I go to, Las Vegas. I mean, granted, I haven't been going, I've gone to a lot of cities. So a lot of American cities, and Canadian cities for that matter. So I guess it's kind of easy in that regard. So we'll talk about that first. If you're in this situation, or if you have the ability to do this, and it makes your life way easier and way cheaper and way healthier. Because if you choose to eat out at restaurants, you're going to go way over your calories. Restaurants have to make food that is cost effective and tastes good. What does that mean? It just means there's going to be a lot of garbage in there, a lot of cheap garbage in your food to make it taste good. You will go over your calories 100%, okay? So do not rely on restaurants. When you get to your destination, if you have an Airbnb or a kitchen, then all you need to do is just pop into a grocery store. This is what I do. I literally go from the plane to a grocery store. I do a little bit of quick shopping. I get to my destination, and I'm good to go, at least for however X amount of days that I'm there for. Usually I have to go to the grocery store at least a couple times. Now, one thing that's easier, faster, pre-make your food, freeze it, and take it with you. Now, you might think that this, or maybe even the other option I just mentioned, is just ridiculous or requires too much work, but I'm telling you, this is just a choice that you've made. If you go ahead and do it, you'll see how easy it is, and it makes your life way easier. Now, I realize that if you pre-pack your food, it's not going to taste, as good as if it's just freshly made on the spot. But I will also tell you, when you have all your food done for you, it makes your traveling so much easier, because you literally get to your destination and you don't have to worry about making food, nor do you have to worry about going out to get it. It's there for you, and it's good to go. Now, if you don't want to make your food, go to one of these companies like Two Guys with Knives, or Premium Foods, or Got to Eat Meals. They can pre-make meals for you with all the macros and everything, and then you have them. They'll deliver them to you, and you could freeze them and take them with you. Or, alternatively, you could land your destination, and depending on where you're going, there may be companies there that do that for you. So they'll deliver meals to you, and they'll be cheaper than restaurant, and they'll be much healthier. Okay? So consider that as well. Now, what are some things that can make, if you're on the go, if you're not prepared, what are some things that can make your life easier? Or if you don't want to prepare food. So here's just a quick list that I made. You can get fish in a pack. Yes, you can get tuna fish. They may have other kind of fish too that come in like, they're in sealed packages. You just rip open the top and you have literally fish at your disposal. You get fish that's packed in water. Starkist has an option for this, and I know there's some others as well that are out in the market. Fresh fruit, just going to a grocery store, buying fresh fruit. Oatmeal, again, stuff like this, you don't have to really prepare it, right? Taking protein powder with you is very easy. If you have a small container, or just dumping some protein powder in a Ziploc bag, throwing it in your luggage, very easy to go. Or a bunch of little Ziplocs if you want to pre-portion it out. Yogurt, cottage cheese, these are great proteins you can buy when you're out on the go. Again, just walking into a grocery store. Okay, plain Greek yogurt with some fruit, great way to go. Or a cottage cheese with fruit. Raw vegetables. There are certain protein bars. Obviously, you know I'm a big fan of the ISO bars, but you don't have to do that. You could go with a Quest bar. Those aren't so bad. You can go with the Kirkland protein bars, those low-carb bars. Those are really helpful as well. You can also buy hard-boiled eggs. You'll notice you go into a lot of gas stations. If there's a little food section there, quite often they've got hard-boiled eggs packed. So, you know, you just buy them and they're ready to go. Fresh nuts, again, buying this at a grocery store. You can even make a salad. You know, you don't really need a kitchen to make a salad. You just buy the vegetables, chop them up, and you know, buy some salad dressing perhaps, or just, you know, a little bit of olive oil with some apple cider vinegar or vinegar together. You could even put on some fish, right, from these, like for example, I mentioned in the beginning, these pre-packed fish that you can buy. So, you know, this is if you're sort of stuck in the moment and you're out on the road. But really what it boils down to, again, if you're going to travel, is you've got to pre-plan. Again, either you have a plan when you're going to arrive, you're going to go to a grocery store, you've got an Airbnb, or you've got a hotel with a kitchen. Last resort, if you're in a regular hotel, if it were me and I'm in a regular hotel, I'd probably pre-pack all my food, which I've done before, and freeze it and take it with me. But another option, which you've heard me talk about before, is I literally made my food out of a rice cooker. I took a mini rice cooker, I made all my food out of there, and I had some of the best food ever. I had some of the best food ever, some of the best meat, rice. So, well, rice was about the same, but the meat was really, really good. All right, so I'm telling you, where there's a will, there's a way. And if you decide it's going to be hard, then it's going to be hard. If you decide it's going to be easy, it'll be easy. Okay, 8 minutes. I want to talk about something else, but I don't really have time. So I guess I'll save it for tomorrow. All right, message of the day. On this day 46, you can still make mega massive change. You can still make really good change in 1/3 of the challenge. After all, your second to third scan and your third scan to your fourth scan, those are only 3-week periods. And 3 weeks is actually, technically it's less than 1/3. It's about 1/3, but it's a little bit less than 1/3 of the challenge. So you can still make a lot of change in 3 weeks, or you know, 3.5 weeks. Still make a lot of change. Still 1/3 of this challenge to go. So do not lose hope. Trust the process. Keep your head down. If you've had days where you've fallen back, or days where you're like, oh my God, this was a disaster, has no bearing on you trying moving forward. You will get more out of some than you will out of none. Okay? Just remember that. You will get more out of some than you'll get out of none. So, still make mega massive change. Okay? Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for the love of God, get some gratitude, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.